Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog at stampwithelaine.com. Today I have this card for you. If you're an animal lover, you'll love the Sweet Little Stockings bundle. This is the Sweet Little Stocking bundle, and those are the dies. It's part of the Sweet Stockings suite, and that covers pages 30 to 31, I think, or does it go over? No, 31. It's got cute little, just the heads of the animal. There's a dog, a hamster and a cat. And if you order the Sweet Collection, you only need to key in this single number here, and you get one each of all the items on this page. Also get this jolly felt. There are 4 sheets, 6 by 12, bumblebee, white, cherry cobbler and old olive. Matte decorated dots. They're almost like an ombre effect, and it comes in 3 different sizes. There's also some Pool Party striped grosgrain ribbon, and last but not least, the Sweet Stockings designer series paper. They're 12 by 12 sheets, and you can fussy cut with a pair of scissors for your cards. I've used this sheet for our card, and I believe the stocking dies will cut out these stockings. You have cats, goldfish bowl, baubles, a corgi in a little jacket, Christmas lights. I wanted to show you an alternative way that doesn't have to be Christmas. And this is a sort of peekaboo card. I use the peekaboo dies. This time I've used a rectangular one. Sweet Stocking designer series paper to back the windows. Die cut the front and then embossed it with the brick and mortar 3D embossing folder. You need tuxedo black memento ink, and I used a cherry cobbler combo, Pool Party, old olive and bumblebee marker, and you can use either of the So Saffron blending pens. I didn't have a bumblebee one, so I actually mixed the colour. So I blended it with the So Saffron, but I laid the colour down in bumblebee. We also need smoky slate, crumb cake and ivory skin tone to colour in the animals. Versamark ink, white embossing powder and a heat tool. The card base is crumb cake, and it's been cut at 5 7/8 by 8 1/4 inches, and on the long side you score at 4 1/8 and fold it in half. In metric, this will be 14.5 by 21 centimeters, and you score at 10.5. For matte layer 1, which is this one behind the crumb cake, that's slightly larger, and that measures 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. Metric, that will be 10 centimeters by 14 centimeters. For the second matte layer and the one behind in the Sweet Stocking DSP, both these measure 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. In metric, that would be 9.5 by 13.5 centimeters. For the inside of the card, this also measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, so that's 9.5 by 13.5. You also need some scraps of cherry cobbler and a basic white. My Stamparatus. I've got a cushion underneath because these are photopolymer stamps. So let's put our cardstock in and stamp those images and get them die cut. So we'll need the tuxedo black memento ink. Ink up the set that aside, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment at the same time. If you've got a dust buddy, then just put some dust buddy on your cardstock so it reduces the amount of static on your cardstock. This time I need the Versamark ink pad. Bring in my white embossing powder. Now, if you're buying embossing powder from New, they no longer sell them as individual tubs. They sell them as a trio, and it's called the Basics embossing powder, and it comes in black, clear and white. So heat emboss this. Trim that down. I'm going to do this off camera so that it will make the video less long. The dog in smoky slate, the cat in crumb cake and the hamster in ivory. And then with the presents, I'll use the pool party combo, cherry cobbler for the bow, bumblebee for the stripes, and then went over the top to blend it with the So Saffron blender pen. And then on the inside I just stamped a leaf and coloured that in with Old Olive. So there are my pieces all coloured and ready for die cutting. So my sandwich is platform 1, platform 2 with the thin die adapter, the base platform 3, cardstock and the dies cutting edge face down, place platform 3 on top. I'm ready to run that through the machine and I'll be back. There are my die cut pieces. Now I've got to die cut the front here. So again, it's the same sandwich, platform 1, platform 2, one of the platform 3s, cardstock, die, cutting edge face down, followed by a second platform 3, and I'm ready to run it through the machine. So there's my die cut peekaboo piece. Reserve these because they could come in useful for another project. Bring in the brick and mortar 3D embossing folder and line it up with this line here at the bottom on the logo side. Close the embossing folder, and this time you need one, the embossing folder with the cardstock sandwich in between, and a platform 4, and you're ready to run it through the machine. On the reverse side, apply some Tombow glue, or you could run Stamp and Seal, but I'm going to use Tombow glue because that gives me a bit of wiggle room. So I want this side showing, and make sure they're aligned up with each other, like so. Oh no, I thought I'd recorded it and I hadn't. I glued this piece onto the designer series paper and then glued that on top of the matte layer, cherry cobbler matte layer, which was glued to the cardstock. I've put dimensionals on the back of all the faces of the animals, the hamster, the dog, cat. Next I'm going to put the present on, and this one I want it partially on top of this present. I'm going to put a dimensional to the right of the present and let that rest on top of the tall present and glue it there. I'm going to snip off, trim the label down, cut about 1/4 inch into the middle to make a flag end. Then curl this and pop a glue dot at one end where it dips. And a dimensional on the opposite end where it pops up. To finish the card, I'll just pop some of these matte dots in the 3 sizes, with the largest one at the bottom. Just to finish the inside of the card, I've stamped a little leaf and I'll colour that in Old Olive. Glue that to the inside to finish the card. So that's the card finished. Now before I go, I'll show you one I made with the round circles. That was the original I made, but I wasn't terribly happy with it, so I redesigned it with the rectangular dies. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. By doing this, it gives me the option I can make it into an ordinary card by adding a birthday greeting, or I could use it as a Christmas card if I want to. All the supplies to the card is below this video in the show more section. If you like it, do give me a thumbs up, press the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, then do subscribe to my channel so you don't miss future episodes. Thanks for watching. Bye.